Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think I'll save the almost Krillin voice for later. I almost forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not simply glance out of the window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best, Mo, if you revise your testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. Heard a huge noise outside of the window, and that's what made me look out the window. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may I remind you that this humor is unnecessary. Oh, how'd you know I was gonna make a joke? I guess the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit? Huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw? Say you saw the ringmaster get clomped over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. Oh, I've never actually seen that spelled. Took me a second, but I got it. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. Weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? No. Did you say you saw the entire thing? You did say you saw the entire thing, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo? Did you or did you not see the crime of murder being committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reasoning for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what's waiting for you. A nice penalty. Oh shit. Oh, that's half the bar. Wasn't that a bit melodramatic? Matic? I can speak, I can read. Phonics. Hooked on phonics. So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. What am I gonna pull out of my ass here? I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all about that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard the sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated that the following, under oath, I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max conked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed, then he says he looked out the windows upon hearing a sound. There was no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. Wait, what? Hold up. Rewind a couple of seconds? The fuck just happened? 1970, something about 1972. That's all I caught. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger the court? Oh my god. He went from Fresh Prince to the A-Team? I need to rethink my life choices now. No. I'm just stalling for time when I jog my memory. Great job, Nick! These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with the witnesses again. So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on a permanent vacation, I think they... Mr. Girls. Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime, however. You say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. Witness testimony. The silhouette. I was a bit far away, but that shadow sounded... sounded? Where did I get sounded from? That shadow... line... I was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt about it, it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. does seem as if the defendant was seen it. Oh dear God, here we go again. Yawning in the middle of my recordings. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. You took your time realizing that, didn't you? However, that should be enough, right? It is a decisive testimony. Was Max really at the scene of the crime scene last night? He said he wasn't there. We have to keep believing that. Alright, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. You say that you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? No. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galacta has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yeah, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw. And he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Oh dear God, he just started to recite the... that was probably the first 20 or so digits of pi. Silence. You will not respond with the whole truth, not fractions. You will respond with the whole truth, not fractions. Whoops. Order, order. Suddenly he's become red. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there wasn't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Snow, maybe? Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that's the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are those white roses truly material to the facts of the case? Clearly not. He's toying with the court. I've got her on the ropes. Whenever there's a nugget of truth, it always seems to peek out at me, then run away. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone? Mistake? Suddenly he's got a lisp too. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How can you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this. Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness just stated that he had, without a doubt, that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but there should still be doubt lingering in your mind. Frankly, I have my doubts about the witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. Ruling? Nick, this is our last chance. The Silhouette, Part 2. Hotshots, Part 2. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there, equally verified. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was at the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.